You're listening to episode 9 of the Emotional Freedom Podcast. My name is Luke. Today's topic is about can you reverse bad luck? Stay tuned. So, this episode of the podcast is actually, I took the title from my weekly live show that I did on last Friday. Now, last Friday, it happened to be Friday the 13th, and a lot of people, they talk about how Friday the 13th is an unlucky number, it's an unlucky day. And it was funny because for my weekly live show, it also happened to be episode number 13. And I thought, what a cool way. So I've just decided to play along with it and and did this live streaming on this topic. Can you reverse bad luck? So we had a very interesting session chatting it away. So today's episode, I want to talk to you a bit more about this thing on bad luck and good luck. Now, but an important disclaimer, this today's topic has nothing to do with Fengshui. It has nothing to do with a zodiac or horoscope and things like that. Nope. Because there are a lot of things that is out of our control. But today's episode, I want to focus specifically on how we manage our emotions so that we are able to become masters of our own fate, so-called. Yeah. So let's look at this idea about good luck and bad luck. Now, you see, when we live in a world whereby there are lots of things which are outside of our circle of control, if I may say it that way. Like, for example, the country that you are born in, you can't control that. Or the family that you're born into, or the economy of the country that you are living in right now, or the things that crazy people from across the world are doing, which directly or indirectly affects your livelihood. So those are the things that I consider as outside of your circle of control. And when things outside of circle of control happens, there are few things that we can do to look at it. Of course, some people, they may look at it as if this is a bad thing that has happened, and as a result of that, there is nothing much I can do. And that's why this is bad luck right now. Now, if we think about it that way, then definitely we may come across as like there's nothing I can do about it. And if there's nothing I can do about it, that means that things are just going to be bad. You see, a very interesting has happened when we start to think that way, because our mind works in a very unique way, in a sense that it only thinks of things that you ask it to think of by means of the questions that you ask and what you choose to focus on. See, when you start to focus on the bad things in life or the bad things that are going on right now, your mind becomes unable to play with or unable to think or consider the opposite side, which are things that may be going on in a positive way. And because of that, it may appear that you are actually attracting one bad thing after another, whereas in fact, the opposite is true. You are not attracting one bad things after another, but the way you are thinking, as well as if we go into the airy fairy part of the vibration that you are sending, those things will actually be attracting bad things towards your way. Because why? Because you are already seeking for it. Now, I know it sounds a little bit crazy, or it might sound a little bit judgmental, but it's true. Because let's look at an example. Let's say you are having a foul mood right now, and when a problem comes to you, now the problem, no matter how small it is, you may tend to blow it out of proportion because you are going through a bad period of time. Now, on the other hand, imagine for a moment that you are having a great day, and then suddenly the same problem is served to you. You come across that same problem. But because you have been having a great day, your mind is focusing only on the good things, on possibilities, etc. What happens then is that same problem becomes so small or even no problem at all. So it all depends on how you look at the situation and the decision that you make at that point in time. So I think I like what Tony Robbins says, and that is your decision right now shapes the destiny down the road. So when it comes to bad luck and all that, very often it has got to do with how or the decisions that we make at that point in time, which causes it to spiral downwards. So once we have the wisdom as well as to have the awareness that, look, I'm focusing on the wrong things, I need to change my focus. And by changing my focus, all it takes is by changing the questions that I ask myself. So sometimes questions like, for example, why must this have to happen? Or things like, for example, why am I so unlucky? Now, those are questions, but those questions are not useful. And when you continue to ask those questions, what happens here is your focus becomes caught up in why are things so bad and how things can be better. So that will contribute to the downward spiral. But when you begin to change the questions that you ask by changing the direction, so maybe you talk about, so if I don't want it to be like this, what other way can I do? How can I turn it around? Or what are the good things I can learn from this situation? Then you begin to making small changes to spiral back up. So good luck or bad luck, it all starts with the mind. It all starts with us thinking about it. So thanks for tuning in today, and I hope that you will have lots of good luck from now onwards. I'll see you tomorrow.